It is Wednesday, July 22nd, 2020, and you are tuned into DIRTRACKR Daily. I'm Justin Fiedler. After releasing Ian Madsen last week from the 18 sprint car, KCP Racing rolled into Lernerville last night with a new driver. The team announced Gio Scelzi will take over the 18 going forward. Scelzi has spent much of the 2020 racing season up to this point running an asphalt schedule for Toyota and Bill McAnally Racing in the ARCA West Series, and he will continue doing that, but will now supplement his schedule with a bunch of sprint car races with KCP. I believe he's only made a handful of sprint car starts this year, maybe 4 or 5 races, so that's getting ready to ramp up over the remaining part of the schedule. Speaking of Lernerville, what an incredible race we were treated to last night for the Don Martin Memorial Silver Cup. 39 cars were on the property with $25,000 on the line, and the field included outlaw regulars plus names like Kyle Larson, Tim Schaefer, Casey Kane, Kerry Madsen, Jack Hodenshield, and a lot of other guys. For the feature, it was Brad Sweet and Carson Macedo on the front row, with Sweet jumping to the lead at the start. The early part of the race was marred by several incidents, and actually an open red was needed pretty early in the race because they were going to be past the number of laps for the fuel window. Once they got past that, though, Sweet was out front until lap 7, and Schatz tracked him down from his third starting spot to take the lead. Following that open red, the race settled into green flag conditions with Schatz driving away from the field. A caution with 17 laps to go tightened everything back up, and on the restart, it was Schatz, Sweet, and Larson first, second, and third. Larson on the restart had an issue on the inside berm and actually lost a few spots, but the battle up front was for the lead. Sweet was good on the bottom in turns 3 and 4, and coming to 12 to go, he was able to clear Schatz to retake the lead. At this point, it seemed like Sweet might drive away from Schatz, but the race up front was just getting started. With both drivers searching for grip, Schatz found a line in turns 1 and 2 and drove by Sweet down the backstretch for the top spot only a few laps later. Sweet came right back at Schatz, though, and he was able to lead the next couple of laps. While the 49 and 15 were battling, Larson was then able to reel them in from behind to get in on the battle for the lead. As leaders worked through lap traffic, Larson briefly took second from Schatz, but coming to the white flag, Schatz was back to second and looking for the front. You could throw a blanket over the top 3 cars as they came to the white. A slider into turn 1 gave Schatz the lead down the backstretch, and he held on through the final 2 corners to grab the win. Behind him, Sweet made a slight bobble on the cushion in turn 4, and Kyle Larson was able to nip him at the line for that second spot. So at the end, the top 5 was Donny Schatz winning, Kyle Larson second, Brad Sweet third, Sheldon Hodenshield fourth, and David Gravel in 5th. There were officially 5 lead changes in the race, with 3 coming in the final 10 laps. If you haven't watched the highlights from those final 10 laps yet, pause this show right now and go watch them, because it was an incredible run to the finish. Schatz's win was not only good for $25,000, it also got him the points lead as the series heads to Lincoln Speedway this coming Thursday. Schatz is now out front by 4 markers over Brad Sweet. Logan Schuchart is third, 30 points back, with Carson Macedo fourth and Sheldon Hodenshield in 5th. Sheldon's top 10 streak was extended last night. He's now up to 16 races in a row, finishing inside the top 10. And Schatz is suddenly the hottest driver in the series. He's got a 5-race string of top 5 finishes going right now, including 3 seconds and a win. So Donny Schatz definitely coming on strong right now. It'll be a fun weekend this weekend. We'll talk about that more on the show tomorrow. But Lernerville or Lincoln Speedway on Thursday, plus Williams Grove over the weekend. So a lot of good racing coming up for the Outlaws. Over to the USAC National Midgets. They were at Red Dirt Raceway last night for the finale of the Mid-American Midget Week. Tanner Thorson started on the pole of the night's feature with Ethan Mitchell to his outside. Except for a brief challenge up front from Chris Windham and Cannon McIntosh, this night all belonged to Tanner Thorson. Thorson officially led 29 of the 30 laps, and at times it was out front by more than 5 seconds. The racing behind Thorson for second, though, was wild between Tyler Courtney, Chris Windham, and Buddy Kofoid. The 3 swapped spots, bounced off the cushion, through sliders for quite a few laps. Eventually, a little too ambitious of a slider from Windham would knock both Windham and Kofoid out of that battle for second and back through the top 10. At the end, Thorson survived 2 late restarts to grab the win over Tyler Courtney, Jerry Coons Jr., Buddy Kofoid, and Chris Windham. Windham continues to lead Tyler Courtney in the standings with the margin now 107 points. The USAC Midgets are off now for about 2 weeks before they head to Pennsylvania and New Jersey for a stretch of 5 races in 5 nights starting August 4th. If you'd like more information about those upcoming races, you can find that at usacracing.com. Southern Nationals were at Tri-County Racetrack last night as that series enters its final stretch of 4 races. Brandon Overton and Chris Madden have dominated the series this year, but it was Ross Bales who started on the pole. He was able to hold off Overton and Madden in the early going, but trouble struck for Bales 15 laps into the race. With the leaders working lap traffic, Bales collided with a lap car, which resulted in a several car pileup in turn 3. Bales would later recover to finish 8th, but the incident elevated Chris Madden to the lead. From there, it was all Madden out front for the remaining laps. He held off Brandon Overton Overton for his third Southern Nationals win of 2020. David Payne finished third, Tyler Millwood fourth, and Jake Knowles was fifth. Next up, the series heads to Crossville Speedway on Thursday with only 3 races remaining. Brandon Overton continues to lead the series points, but only by 16 points over Chris Madden, so a lot can still happen here with 3 races remaining. The USMTS was back last night at Southern Iowa Speedway after a month off from racing. Derek Ramirez, who was second in the points entering the night, grabbed the early lead, but he was forced to the infield on lap 16 when he suffered mechanical issues with his car. That gave the lead to pole sitter Hunter Marriott, who then held off points leader Rodney Sanders over the final 10 laps to grab his second win of the season and 4th of his career. Sanders finished second, Tanner Mullins third, Tyler Davis fourth, and Jason Hughes fifth. Rodney Sanders continues to lead the series standings as the USMTS heads to I-80 Speedway this Friday and Saturday for the Silver Dollar Nationals. And like I mentioned on the show yesterday, a very busy couple of months upcoming for the USMTS, a lot of racing on the line. So a lot of things could change there in the points as well. Jumping over, I want to point out a couple of new podcast episodes today if you're looking for something to listen to this week. Wing Nation has Rico Abreu and Kyle Hurst. Both of those guys were fresh off of weekend wins. Rico winning over the weekend at Knoxville, and Kyle Hurst winning the Kading Classic at Ocean Speedway with the NARC King of the West Sprint Cars. And there's a new episode also from the Dirt Nerds this week. To see the full list of shows and episodes, you can find that at DIRTRACKR.com/podcast. That updates automatically as new shows are posted. If you know of any dirt racing podcasts that are not on that page that I don't have, certainly reach out and let me know, because I would like for that to be as comprehensive a list as possible, so people have one place to go find whatever dirt racing shows they would like to check out. Let's take a quick look at the pay-per-view schedule for tonight. Again, a number of races on the schedule. I-80 Speedway tonight, prelude to the Silver Dollar Nationals. That's on Dirt and Flow Racing tonight. Flow Racing also has the IMCA Dirt Nights Tour from Buena Vista Raceway. They've got weekly racing from Action Track USA, plus a bunch of non-wing karts and mini sprints and things like that from Thunder Hill Speedway. They've also got Sport Compacts, IMCA Modifieds, and IMCA Stock Cars from 141 Speedway, and the weekly Wednesday shows from Marysville Raceway 360 Sprint Cars. That's on Flow Racing tonight as well. And then Speed Sport has a single show. Southern Iowa Speedway has non-wing sprints, sport mods, stock cars, hobby stocks, and sport compacts. So a number of shows between Dirt on Dirt, Flow Racing, and Speed Sport tonight if you need a little dirt racing fix. To see that full schedule, you can find that at DIRTRACKR.com/watch tonight. That is updated every single day with everything going on. That's the show for today. Hope everybody has a good Wednesday. Just a quick note, tomorrow's show, Thursday, will be the final show for me of the week. I've got some stuff to do for the day job over the weekend, so tomorrow's show will be my final show of the week. We'll talk about that more on the show, and then we'll get you updated on everything going on for the weekend and do all of our previews and predictions and all that stuff that we normally would do on a Friday. We'll do that tomorrow on the show. But that's it. You can find Dirt Tracker Daily on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, or where you get podcasts. Please subscribe and leave a review. You can also watch the show every day on YouTube and Facebook. You can email the show at info@dirttracker.com, and you can follow along at facebook.com/dirttracker, twitter.com/dirttracker, and the website itself, dirttracker.com. You can follow me personally on Twitter at Justin_Fiedler. And don't forget to sign up for the Dirt Tracker weekly newsletter. That's it for the show today. Hope everybody has a good Wednesday. We'll see you tomorrow for more Dirt Tracker Daily.